Hi y'all, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and today I am here to show you how to sew what I am calling the ultimate mini wallet. This particular wallet was designed out of necessity. I have a fob that is required to even start my car, but not a key. So I always have to carry this fob with me if I want to lock the car or start the car. So when I'm going into the grocery store, I find that it is helpful to have something tiny that I can just attach the fob to and then carry my cards and cash with me. So I designed this wallet here. It has a back pocket there that I can put my grocery list in or business cards. And then it has a snap flap closure on the front there that will keep my cash, credit, debit cards secure inside that front pocket. And then by design, it opens up so that if I am wearing a belt, I can thread that on my belt and wear it like that. I also do believe that I could attach this around the shopping cart handle and snap it if I wanted to do that as well. If you have a stroller, you could attach this around your stroller handle. And if you really liked, you could integrate pockets on the inside of this as well. So for this project, I used a cotton linen blend fabric from our friends at Hawthorne Threads. It is a very sturdy fabric, so I do not need any interfacing. If you want to go with a quilt weight cotton, you will need to use quilt batting, or Pellon 809 or 808 would be perfect for this. So shall we get started sewing? I have all the pattern pieces down in the notes for you. We are going to begin by assembling the pockets. We're going to take 2 of your 5x7 panels, fold those in half and press, and then fold that top edge inward 3/4 of an inch and press, and then go ahead and stitch right across that fold to form the pockets. My 2 pockets fashioned. I want to take the body panel, which also measures 5x7, fold that in half and press it to create a center press line there. Then I'm just going to top stitch right on that press line. And then the pockets are going to be aligned with the folded edge on that center line, and you just want to be able to see that stitch line, but you don't need much room on either side. And this is going to allow the wallet to fold nice at the bottom there. So now you want to come along and stitch those pockets in place just along that center line. And so the open edges of my pocket are here, and then I have stitched the bottoms of the pocket closed. The next thing we're going to do is fashion the little fob there, which is crafted from a piece of material that's 3x5. Press that in half, open up, bring those outer edges in to meet on the center press line, and fold that over. Then go ahead and stitch up that folded edge to finish. And I did come around the opposite side just so that it has a symmetrical look. Then I'm using 3/4 of an inch D-rings. You could omit the hardware entirely and just thread your existing key fob on there, or you could use the split rings. You could even use a swivel fob. You have a lot of options when it comes to this. Now, because my fabric is so thick, I'm going to fold that fabric over once and then capture that D-ring in there and run 2 rows of stitching across there. I have that D-ring attached to my fob. Now I want to position that at the center of one of the pocket panels with the raw edges aligned. I'm going to take the remaining body panel, which is also 5 by 7, and position that on top, right sides facing. I'm just going to use a little clip to hold that bob in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and stitch up the sides or the long edges of this. And I am using a narrow seam allowance here of 1/4 inch. Okay, then I'm going to turn this around, the right side out, press it nice and flat, and turn those raw edges inward, pressed it, and then folded in each edge 1/4 inch. So I have a finished edge there, and you could play with that and make sure that it's even on both sides. Then I'm going to set that aside and craft the flap closure, which is made from 2 4-inch squares. Just position those right sides facing and stitch around 3 sides using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then just clip the 2 finished corners slightly at an angle and poke out those corners nice. And then you'll press and top stitch around the 3 finished edges. And I have the flap finished. Then you're going to fold the wallet in half with the pockets on the exterior and decide which end you would like to tuck the flap into based upon your pattern. I suggest trying both sides, and then it's completely up to you which one you like the looks of best. I think I'm going to go this way. So you tuck the raw edge of that flap down into the interior of that wallet where you fold it over the edge. And I'm coming down in there a good inch. Make sure everything's nice and even and that the flap is centered. Then you're going to go ahead and top stitch across there to secure the flap and continue top stitching all the way around again with that 1/4 inch seam allowance to finish the wallet nicely. Okay, I've made it all the way around. Then on the interior, it's just open. I have the flap there. The bob is extending. I'll fold that in half to determine where I need to position my flap. So when you fold that, you have a pocket here on the front and a pocket on the back. And then you have your flap across the top there. And when I am using snaps and accessories like this, where you have the potential to feel the snap hardware when you reach in and out of that pocket, I like to double dip and use 2 of the decorative heads, and then you'll have your one male portion of the snap and the female portion of the snap. So one of the decorative heads, of course, will be positioned at center on the flap, and you just poke those prongs through that material and then position the female portion of the snap right on those prongs. And then I just use a little hammer and give that a few whacks. And then the male portion of the snap fits in there fold the wallet up and see about where you would like that flap to sit when it's closed. And I take the remaining decorative head there, prongs down, and poke some holes in the pocket so that when I come back in from the other side of the pocket with the prongs up, I can see exactly where to position that. And then I just poke those prongs through that pocket material and then position the other 3 parts of the snap on top. When that's in place and steady, then a few more whacks with the hammer and the snap is installed. And then I have a super cute wallet that will attach to my key fob, my belt loop, my shopping cart. If I had a stroller, I could attach it to that. I could attach it to the bicycle handle. The options are exciting for this project. So I hope you enjoyed it. I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always a pleasure to sew with you, and I absolutely love seeing your finished Sewspire projects over on the Sewspire group Facebook page. You are welcome to join that if you haven't already had a chance to do so. I'll put the link down in the notes. And then I also want to point out to you that there are only 2 more spots left to join the Sewspire Patreon page at the $5 tier. Those first 100 patrons will forevermore be considered to be founding creative geniuses. And then once those last 2 spots are filled, then I'm going to introduce a second Patreon tier at a higher price to account for the cumulative benefits that you receive as soon as you join. So if you are interested in supporting the channel, you can become a Sewspire patron for $5 a month if you grab those last 2 spots. If you are currently a Sewspire patron at the $5 level, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can maintain that $5 founding creative genius status for as long as you choose, and you will never have to worry about joining at a higher tier. Now, one of the key benefits to becoming a Sewspire patron is you will get to participate for free in the 3rd edition of my master class, which is going to be commencing in September of 2019, and I am mixing that up a little bit. So if you've already participated, you will definitely want to participate in this new and improved version. And I will be sharing more information with you all as the date draws near. So if you miss out on these last 2 $5 spots, you will be able to participate for slightly more, and it is a tremendous value. And in that masterclass, I convey my entire design methodology. So we've had a 100% success rate with that, and a lot of beautiful friendships have been formed. So I certainly do hope you can participate. And that's a wrap for this week. I will be back next week with another Inspire project. I already have my sketch going here. We're going to make a larger version of the mini saddle bags, which I still have mine. I'm going to grab it. I still have mine in play, the original one, after all of these years. Here it is. It's so stinking cute. I absolutely love this thing. So anyways, this is a mini saddle bag. There's already a tutorial for that. I am confident probably the audio and the video is not the best because it was one of my early tutorials, But if you would like to know how to make this one just as it is, I will put the link to that tutorial in the notes as well. But next week we're going to make a larger version, which I've wanted to do for a really long time, so I'm very excited about that. So if you haven't had a chance yet, hit the subscribe button and you will receive notification when that tutorial is ready. Otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful week, and as always, the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you.